there, another scam in the making. NDTV Hindu catches voters being bribed with cold cash and hot biryani on the polling day. The mixer grinder polls are building up to a climax with all stakeholders claiming victory. Analysts say this is the litmus test for many heavyweights.
I am quite confident that the people will give us a decisive mandate and a clear majority to rule the state.
The summer heat is no match for Tamil Nadu's political heat. Turnout recorded at over 75% for Tamil Nadu, over 85% for Puducherry.
Also we used webcasting live, beamed into the central control room and on the internet. 9,500 polling stations were covered by live webcast.
The mysterious Section 49O puzzles election officials. Voters complain that they are being robbed of their right to not vote. Not everyone's left the booth smiling, while some complained of their names missing from the rolls. Unexpected names of the bereaved showed up.
When a corporation of Chennai issues a death certificate, how can that person be in the polling list?
First-time voters are visibly excited. Don't shy away from the heat, but partake in the election process to elect their leader.
I think youngsters have to come out and cast their vote to begin with, and I think that difference has happened in the past couple of years.
And will superstar Rajinikanth decide to walk the tight political rope? An NDTV Hindu exclusive with his family.
He will do it when the right time comes.
But you don't think he's ruling out that option?
I don't want to say anything for my dad, but no, I think he will do when the right time comes whatever has to be done.
The big summer polls descended upon us. You and I were part of it. And now a month in waiting, and the fate of the state will be decided then. But throughout today, we've been bringing you up to speed with every minute of the polling action. Good evening, I'm Evelyn Matthew. Button News just coming to you at the moment. Repolling has been announced just 4 hours after the big polls in the state. It's in fact been announced for 2 constituencies in the state of Tamil Nadu. Joining us with more inputs into that big story coming in at this hour is senior correspondent Peer Muhammad. Peer, what more can you tell us about this repolling? Why has it been announced in the first place?
Evelyn, the Chief Electoral Officer said in 2 booths, one in Kanyakumari district and one in Arani constituency under Thiruvannamalai district, they found a huge difference between what was polled in the electronic voting machine and what was found in the register. Before voting, every voter register her or his name in the register. There is a huge difference between the votes polled in the machine and the names found in the register. Immediately, they took cognizance of this and said that repolling should be done in these 2 booths. But the actual scrutiny of other polling booths, because the pollings in remote area, it was not, in fact, the machines did not reach the counting centers yet. It will take at least until 11 o'clock for the machines to reach counting centers in some of the remote places. That seems to be the case, and the scrutiny will happen tomorrow, that is Thursday, and they will take a call on the repolling in other booths later. But these 2 cases are very obvious, and he said repolling is mandatory in these 2 booths. A proper official announcement will be coming from the Election Commission of India about these 2 booths and more booths if necessary later. Evelyn?
Right. Thanks very much indeed, Peer, for joining us with those details there. Peer telling us that due to the difference in the EVM machines and the record register, that repolling has been announced in Kanyakumari and the Arani constituency. Now, some may call this food for thought. Biryani generously distributed near the Shankara school in Thiruvanmiyur, which falls under the Velachery constituency, caught on camera exclusively by our team, Peer Muhammad and camera person Devraj. Even as a vigilant election commission tried to stop the cash for votes trend in the state and successfully seized over 54 crore rupees, attempts at influencing voters were still being made till the last very hour. Joining us live from our newsrooms is our reporter Lokpriya, who joins us with more inputs there. Lokpriya, any more instances like this? You've been out the entire day covering the polls, the heat as well, and the people who've been going into the polling booths. But any more such instances that you've heard from your sources so far?
Well, Evelyn, as of now, only the NDTV Hindu had caught of that exclusive footage outside in Velachery, outside a school in Thiruvanmiyur. This is just goes on to show that despite the vigilant EC, there are still loopholes in the process of trying to stop this particular cash flow. And now the politicians have moved on to a newer way of inducing. This is an age-old practice, but just that they're doing it on the poll day, and it is just more accessible to the people. So they just get carried away with this biryani, because a biryani is all that you want to eat on when you're on off day, and especially when it's really hot, so you want to chill with a plate of biryani. So this is something that the politicians have capitalized, and a political party in the state has used this method to capitalize and make sure that they give the voter and try to woo them. So clearly a case of a violation of the EC's rule. So just goes on to show that even though the EC has been very vigilant, very strict with all its rules and with the moral code of conduct, somewhere down the line there is a loophole. Somewhere down the line the politicians are finding a loophole to make sure that they do their bit so that they woo their voters. Evelyn?
Right, thanks very much indeed, Lokpriya, for joining us with your inputs there on that big story. That's an exclusive right here on NDTV Hindu, in fact. Now, in the last 25 days, the Election Commission says it has seized over 40 crore rupees cash across the state of Tamil Nadu. Madurai is usually seen as the center for violence and violation. Thankfully, the region didn't witness violence, but the cases of violation have been aplenty. Many locals admit on camera that they were offered money by politicians cutting across party lines. Our senior editor, English News, Radhika Iyer, has this report.
In the history of Tamil Nadu politics, this election has seen the maximum number of cases of violation filed by the Election Commission. In just the last 3 days, 1,400 cases of violation has been reported across the state, most of them related to alleged distribution of cash to voters.
But the Election Commission admits that the crackdown has not been 100%. Lakshmi, the wife of an inspector in Mulai Nagar in Madurai, is relieved that the polling has been peaceful. But being a policeman's wife has not stopped politicians from offering her money in exchange of a vote. Lakshmi says she was offered up to 500 rupees from a candidate during campaigning, which she refused to accept.
மெயினா என்ன சொல்றாங்க, முன்னாடிக்கு இப்போ ரொம்ப கம்மியா கொடுக்கறாங்க.
100 ரூபாய் கொடுக்கறான்னு சொல்றாங்க. ஆமத்த என்ன எனக்கு கொடுக்கல உனக்கு கொடுக்கன்னு சொல்லிக்கறேன்.
முன்னாடில எவ்வளவு கொடுத்தாங்களா?
500 ரூபாய் கொடுத்தாங்க.
Some voters, however, openly admit that they received cash.
எவ்வளவு கொடுத்திருக்காங்க?
அது அவங்க 200 ரூபாய் கொடுத்து கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. அவங்க வந்து தலைக்கு 100 ரூபாய் தான் கொடுத்திருக்காங்க.
எங்க தலைக்கு 100 ரூபாய்?
இந்த நம்ம ஏரியாவுல கட்சிக்காரங்களா பார்த்து அவங்க தெரிஞ்சவங்க நல்லவங்க இருப்பாங்க, அப்படி கூப்பிட்டாச்சு தெரியாம ஆளுக்கு 100 கொடுத்துருச்சு.
Sources say the rate for a vote ranges from 100 to even 1,500 rupees depending on the candidate, the party and the constituency. Just weeks ago, the commission ordered the transfer of the Madurai collector and some top-level police officers for allegedly allowing violation of the code of conduct.
The Election Commission cracked down particularly in Madurai, which saw the transfer of a collector, somebody as high as a collector, and of course the IG. A lot of people have to say that it's got to do with you directly. What's your comment to that?
அது இப்போ மட்டும் இல்லை, இந்த எலெக்ஷனில் மட்டும் இல்லை, திருமங்கலம் இடைத்தேர்தலில் இருந்தும் இதே பிரச்சனை தான். என் மேலேயே குறியாக்குறாங்க. அது என்ன காரணம்னு தெரியல. என்னோட ராசியிடமோ நான் எலெக்ஷனில் இருக்கேன்னா ஜெயிச்சிருவோம் நம்பிக்கையில் தேர்தல் கமிஷன் எதுக்கு என் மேலே இவ்வளோ கோபமாக இருக்கான்னு திருச்செந்தூர் எலெக்ஷன்லையும்.
When it comes to cash, seizures or freebies during elections, Tamil Nadu tops the list. We have travelled from Kanyakumari to Kanchipuram to find out the pulse of the people. What many have told us across the state, whether irrespective of an AIADMK or a DMK stronghold, is that there are alleged power cuts, particularly in the evenings, and that is when, during the dark, is when during door-to-door campaigning, cash was being distributed to the voters. Ironically, power cuts have become a key issue this election. With camera person Pradeep in Madurai, Radhika Iyer, NDTV.
So polling has been on since early morning for the 234 assembly seats here in the state in a single-phased election manner. But both the AIA-DMK and the DMK have gone to the hustings with strong alliances. But the question on every mind is whether AIA-DMK chief Ms. J.J. Lalitha packs the punch to knock out DMK Chief Minister M. Karunanidhi, backed by the Congress. An 8-to-5 job for Tamil Nadu's 4.7 crore voters to give either Jayalalitha or Karunanidhi a 5-year mandate to rule the state. Both these Dravidian heavyweights have wooed the electorate with freebies, mixies, grinders, laptops, gold, even goats and cows. Although officially the campaign ended at 5 p.m. on Monday, there has been no let-up in the political temperature. The daggers were out even on polling day.
On instructions from the Chief Minister, the Chief Secretary is going to refuse to pay the daily wages of the security personnel. Now the Chief Secretary, I believe, is going to say, or rather has already said yesterday, that these security personnel are just idling away.
This election has witnessed star wars of a different kind, with actors rooting for both sides. But the biggest superstar remained neutral. The ruling DMK has rubbished opinion polls, predicting an edge for the AIA-DMK owing to a possible 2G backlash.
I think the English news channels would love to beat the DMK on all these issues, but let's be very clear. Let's look at Tamil Nadu from Tamil Nadu, not from Delhi or Mumbai or anywhere else. In Tamil Nadu, people are very, very clear. They want Kalaignar.
It's just not corruption charges. The ruling DMK faces another big challenge, anti-incumbency. But the party says it's just a media creation.
Southern Tamil Nadu will be a litmus test not just for the electoral outcome, but also for the DMK's Madurai strongman who plans to return to Tamil Nadu politics.
If MK Stalin has to win Kolattur constituency, then you have to win 58 seats right in South Tamil Nadu. What do you have to say?
So Stalin அனைத்து தொகுதிகளுக்கும் தமிழ்நாடு முழுவதும் பிரச்சாரம் பண்ணியிருக்காரு. ஏன்னா நான் தென் மாவட்ட அமைப்பு செயலாளர் முறையில் என்னிடத்தில் 58 தொகுதிகள் ஒப்படைக்கப்பட்டது. இந்த 58 தொகுதியில் நான் கடுமையாக என்னுடைய கட்சிக்காரர்களும் கூட்டணி நண்பர்களும் நான் கடுமையாக உழைச்சிருக்கோம்.
1/3 of the polling stations across South Tamil Nadu has been termed as sensitive. But the paradox is that the polling percentage in this region has been on a steady rise, as high as 89% in the recent by-poll in Tirumangalam in 2009. An indication perhaps that the voter here knows that despite the heat, violence and the violation, Madurai's mandate, largely according to trend, is the state's mandate.
This has been the shortest but the most bitter campaign in Tamil Nadu, and also the longest wait for the results in the history of elections in the state. Exactly a month. With Radhika Iyer in Madurai and Sam Daniel in Chennai, Sanjay Pinto, NDTV.
We'll be back with the big poll fever and our continuous coverage right here on NDTV Hindu, but that's after this very short break.